Marbella with Him and Her are proud to be sponsored by the friendliest bar in San Pedro, the Hogan Stand. The place for amazing food, live music and sport, karaoke, quizzes, and a welcoming smile. Why would you want to go anywhere else? Check out their Instagram page at the Hogan Stand and at the Hogan Hackers for their golf society.
This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Hello and welcome to episode 100 of Marbella with Him and Her, brought to you by the Hogan Stand.
You like that? That's my fanfare.
Are we in a circus?
Yes.
That's the circus music.
I know, but it sounds like happy and like we've reached a milestone.
Okay, you did it before he is.
Oh, PJ Lopez, and she is.
Hannah Murray.
And she's 100 years old.
I can't believe it. I mean, honestly, when we started, we did start with the intention to keep going. Otherwise, it would have been a bit pointless. But it does feel like a pretty cool milestone to get to 100 episodes.
It's a massive milestone. We haven't killed each other.
No.
We're still talking. We're not divorced.
Yep.
It means something's going right.
Yeah, we're doing all right, aren't we?
Yeah, I think the separate bedrooms and the other houses work.
And the, multiple, what do they call a relationship when you're like with other people? Oh, have we not discussed that?
What?
Taking the piss.
You said that so seriously. You've gone bright red now.
I'm an actress.
Literally gone bright red because you've just been caught out.
I just caught myself out. That's funny.
You said Jason Donovan wasn't real.
He wasn't. But I have to admit, I've just been watching the Take That documentary and I've gone back to like I did with Jason, gone back to my teenage pre-breast? No, what's
pre-breast? Well, it probably was pre-breast before your teenage years.
What's it called? Prepubescent. Is that a thing?
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know. When I was young and like Mark Owen, I gave up.
Owen?
I gave up smoking for
tiny
little man. But I didn't realise he was so tiny before I met him. I read an article in Smash Hits when he described his perfect girlfriend, and he literally described me as a 14, 15-year-old girl.
He described a 15-year-old girl? What a pervert.
No. He described his perfect girlfriend, and it was me. But I was experimenting with smoking at the time, and he said he hates a girl who smoked. So I gave up smoking because I thought, what if I met him and he was like, you're everything I want in a girl, but you smoke?
And did that work out for you?
No.
But you did meet me.
I did, and I couldn't be happier.
There you go. Apart from the affairs you want to have by the sound of it.
I'm so joking. So, episode 100. So I asked you to look up a few statistics with this, and we are just shy of 10,000 downloads.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
How shy?
Well,
9,900 and something.
Yeah, no, it's definitely 9,900 and something.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really cool.
It's very good.
And 7.7 thousand listeners.
Yeah, that's also very cool.
It really is. Our top listeners are in Spain.
Hello, Spain.
Hello, Spain. Second, UK has overtaken Ireland.
Yes, come on, Ireland. Pull your fingers out. We want more of you.
UK second, Ireland third, USA in fourth place.
I reckon Donald Trump listens in.
Yeah, he must be a fan. And his whole, the whole White House administration.
His entourage.
Shall we send him a little message?
Yeah, fuck you.
Nice one. And in fifth place, Germany.
Oh, I was going to do something.
Don't. We have to be nice to our German listeners.
Ausfahrt.
Yeah. The interesting thing is we don't know anyone living in Germany, do we?
No.
So that's really cool. Hi, Germany.
Hello.
Hello.
Why are you saying it with a Spanish accent?
I don't know.
Hello, Hallo, is...
Hello.
Is German.
Is it?
For hello.
Is it really?
Guten Morgen.
Oh, yeah, Guten Morgen. Guten Tag. Guten Tag is hello.
Good day, I think that is, you'll find.
Oh, okay. Is hello really a...
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Oh, I just made that up.
I think you've just made that up, to be honest. Anyway, last weekend, it was a sort of mishmash of a podcast because I spent the weekend in the UK at Butlins in Minehead, which I've never done before.
Or would you do it again?
Well, this is the thing. The first part of the trip, I was thinking absolutely not. I wouldn't do it again. We went into what we thought was kind of the main arena, and we thought a lot of the action would be happening in this particular place. It turns out it didn't, which was cool. We felt it was like a little bit run down in like the first arena where Black Lace were playing. And not long before I went to Butlins, I did a question in the quiz about the song in 2003 that was voted in a poll as the worst song of all time. And it was Black Lace's Agadoo.
And did you dance to it?
And a few weeks later, here I am sat there watching Black Lace live going, this is really surreal. And it was all that pia, pia, piano, piano, piano. And I was sitting there going, have I made the worst mistake ever? Is this what the whole weekend's going to be like? But it wasn't. It got a lot better. And I have to say, yes, I would go back.
You saddo.
No, not saddo.
I'm not going.
No, you wouldn't. It wouldn't be your thing at all. It's definitely a girl thing or a guy thing. Like there were loads of groups of guys, loads of groups of girls, lots of hen weekends, stag weekends, but there were loads of couples there as well, I have to say.
Really? A couple chose to go to Butlins?
Oh yeah, there were couples
weekend.
that were there for one of their birthdays or anniversaries. The biggest takeaway from it is everybody was there for a good time. It was full of fancy dress. Everyone was dressing up.
Sounds like one big darts match.
Without the darts.
Yeah, that's what everybody does at darts. They all dress up in their fancy
and everyone
dress.
really embraces it. And everyone who we met was really nice. We got chatting to loads of girls, loads of guys. Everyone was dancing, having fun. It was really fun.
Good. Well, that's your holiday sorted out next year. I'm going to the south of France.
No, that's not fair. In terms of fancy dress, so we, on the first night, all dressed up as pink ladies. Mm-hmm. We got the pink jackets and everything, and that was really fun. We had the glasses and the
pink ladies' mothers or grandmothers.
That's rude.
Well, the pink ladies were like 18, 19.
Yeah, all right.
But you looked amazing.
We did.
Yes.
And then on the second night, we all dressed up as Madonna.
Yeah, probably closer.
Just mean. And then a third night, we were going to go sparkly, but we kind of went as pink ladies again because we saw like everyone was dressed up, so we went for it again. We saw Boney M.
When you say you saw Boney M, is it Boney or M you saw? Because there's not many left, is there?
Yeah, no, there was one or two originals, but it was Boney M, Musical Youth, Tapao, Sonia.
Tapao?
Yeah.
China in your hand.
I know. And Jason Donovan.
Everybody knew about because I put it on last week's
I know, I can't believe you put that voice note on the podcast. I was only joking, obviously, just like I was at the start of the podcast.
I'm starting to wonder.
Oh, everyone was so good, really good. We played Bingo Bango that we were really looking forward to.
I can't think of anything worse.
Me too, now. There wasn't as much bingo as we wanted. There was too much kind of, get people on stage, sing a song. And we just wanted to play bingo. But my new favourite thing definitely is a silent disco.
Yeah, that sounded quite interesting when you told me about it.
Yeah.
And I can see that could be quite good because obviously you're in your own little world. I mean, I put my earphones on to try and sleep and I have different frequencies going depending on what it is that I want to do. So I get it.
It gets into your head. It's really weird to explain because you go into a room and everyone gets handed a pair of headphones and the music's really loud in your ear and then you're all dancing and you can't hear people to talk to unless you take your headphones off. And if you take your headphones off, it's a really bizarre noise because you had a choice of two frequencies. You could either have 80s music or everything other than 80s. So, half the room will be listening to one type of music and the other half something completely different. So if you took your headphones off, because it was difficult not to sing, when it's really loud, and half the room's going, Mr. Brightside, and everyone else is going, 'cause girls just want to have fun. So the noise is terrible. So you're much better to have your headphones on.
I think it should be just one type of music so everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, maybe. But it kind of worked. It really did work. There was also Shaun Williamson there doing karaoke. He played Barry in EastEnders, and apparently he has quite the career going around the country doing karaoke, where basically he gives you, or his agents, whatever, give you a list of songs that are his favourites, and you can choose from that list to sing with him on stage.
I said he's gone from the heights of EastEnders to to karaoke.
Yeah, he seems pretty happy though. He's got a great voice. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, the best one to do would be Park Life.
Yes, but I wasn't there. You did Park Life without me.
I didn't, because my name didn't get picked out the hat.
Oh, okay.
I was gutted. I didn't even look at the list. I just went up and I said, is Park Life on the list? And the guy said yes. I was like, right, put me down for that. But I never got chosen, so I never got to sing, which was a shame.
Yeah, because you could have been Barry from EastEnders' right-hand person for the rest of the tour.
Don't think so. Don't think that would have happened. We did get looked after as well by Joe. We bumped into Joe a few times. Joe is Terry's son, Terry and Lisa, who live here. And he basically looked after all the entertainment. So that was cool. It was lovely to see him. We did a couple of quizzes. Something I noticed, which was really interesting, and the other ladies were like, yes, that is a really good point. Whenever there was members of the public that were put against each other, whether it was singing competition, a dancing competition, anywhere, whether a man had to do something and a woman had to do something, I noticed that everyone always votes for the man. Even when the woman is clearly more talented than the man, a better dancer, a better singer or whatever, people always, men and women, feel sorry for the man and cheer louder.
Really?
100%, that's the thing. I thought it was really fascinating. People always go, oh, bless, yeah, go on, and really kind of go for it with the man, and the woman, they kind of held back a bit. The women and the men react like that.
And why do you think that is?
I don't know. People like the underdog. People don't want people to be too successful.
Why is the man always the underdog?
Well, in this scenario, they generally were. The women generally were better dancers. I don't want to say more entertaining, but yeah, I'm picturing a couple of dance-offs where the women were much better, but the men were like really awkward and a bit kind of embarrassed.
So if we went head-to-head, who would get the bigger cheer?
You.
I thought you said the underdog.
Yeah, you, baby. No, but honestly, that I'm telling you, that's the thing. And it's a shame. And you notice it often in reality shows when there's a clear winner, someone who's a much better dancer or ice skater or whatever. The public don't like it. They want to support the person that's been on the bigger journey as opposed to the person who is stand out much better at what they're doing. Okay. It's a fascinating thing.
I'll take your word for it.
Mm-hmm. Something that came up a few times on the trip, because you've been at me about perimenopause and stuff.
I've never mentioned it once.
Mm-hmm. Something that happened on the trip, which I still can't quite believe, and I'm totally putting it down to that, is that we spent the first night at Paul and Sylvia's house in the UK before Sylvia then drove us to Butlins. And I had that little travel perfume that you got me for Christmas that came part of the set. So I had that with me, and I remember using it at their house. I couldn't quite remember whether it was in the bathroom or in the bedroom, but I remember using it. And then when we got to Butlins, I couldn't find my perfume, and I was like, oh no, and I felt gutted because you'd only just bought it for me. And I was like, please don't tell me I've lost it. And I thought, well, if it's really in none of my stuff, it must be at Paul and Sylvia's house because that's where I used it. Anyway, everyone was looking for it. And Sylvia said, don't worry, it'll obviously be at the house. I'll find it when I get back. And a couple of days had gone by and I'd unpacked everything to make sure. Definitely wasn't in my stuff. So I messaged Sylvia and said, oh, did you find my perfume? And she said, no, really sorry, look for it everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, how could that have happened? Then I was going through my handbag to try and find a pen, my big handbag that I take for work. And I found the perfume.
But that wasn't with you.
That bag I didn't take to the UK.
That was here?
Yeah.
So you didn't take it at all. So you didn't lose it.
I didn't take it. I didn't lose it. And that means I didn't use it in the UK when I can so see myself using it. That's freaky.
And you're blaming it on being perimenopausal.
100%. Because that's not normal.
No, but when you go off with another man at the end of the night, are you going to say that that's because you forgot that you're married and that's perimenopausal?
No. It's not okay. We have had various disagreements, I suppose, because I've said, no, this happened. And you've gone, no, it didn't. And I'm like, no, it did.
Well, we had one today.
Did we?
Yes, totally. Long time ago, the bank invited you to get a credit card. And you thought, never had a credit card, might as well. And then they said it was there. And you never went and picked it up, ever. And then when we were talking about this today, you said, no, that was my bank card. No, it was a credit card. No, it was my bank card. And you had no recollection of ever applying for a credit card. Yeah. But that was a long time ago. You weren't perimenopausal then.
Oh, stop it. It's not right that you take the piss.
I'm not taking the piss.
You are. Your lips are curling.
That's because I feel very sorry for you.
Anyway, we came back on Monday. The week was all over the place because coming back Monday night, so obviously I wasn't at work Monday, was at work Tuesday, which felt like a Monday, and the quiz this week was on Wednesday instead of Thursday.
Yeah, that threw me off a bit.
Oh, really threw me. So it was a weird week. And the weirdest thing about this week was how much rain we've had. All the schools were shut for the second part of the week.
Yeah, so we had another it was either amber or red alert, but they basically closed the schools and all the municipal buildings on Wednesday. So obviously all the kids were off, but it was quiz day. And I've got to say, Hogan Stand quizzes are hardcore.
Aren't they just? It said on Wednesday, only leave the house if it is an absolute emergency. And I loved how the quizzers decided that the quiz was an emergency, because there they all were. It was brilliant.
Decent turnout, wasn't it?
Yeah, really good.
And as usual, it wasn't anything like they said it would be. I mean, what it was constant rain for at least 24 hours. And when I say constant, it did not stop. Times it was very heavy, and at other times it was very light, but it was raining all of the time.
There were various statistics that came out. Grazalema was an area that was really affected, which is inland. We've actually done a hashing weekend there. But it said that there was more rainfall in Grazalema in 24 hours than there would be in Madrid in a full year.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Exactly. So some of these statistics, so it's not just, a little bit of rain. And the other thing is that the problem is Spain doesn't have the infrastructure to cope with all the rain like there is in the UK, because obviously it rains a lot more in the UK
or
than it does
Germany,
in
because we've
Spain.
got listeners from Germany.
Or Germany.
Ireland.
Yes, or Ireland, absolutely. The roads, for a start, are flat here. There isn't like that curvature at the end.
We discussed this in a recent podcast. The water tends to sit a lot more on the roads.
Yeah.
But not only that, a lot of the houses aren't built for constant rain.
No.
So many people have been posting up where they've got floods, they've got things coming through the ceiling, dampness and walls and things. Touch wood, we haven't had any issues, but we have a new office. Obviously, it's the first time in there, so we're seeing sort of like little patches of rain coming through. And I think I mentioned previously when I went to Carrefour, they've just got literally plastic bins and things everywhere because the roof is leaking.
Yeah. Not great. Just wanted to mention there's been continuing changes at Talk Radio Europe, one of which, for anyone who listens to my book show, instead of going out on a Thursday night, it now goes out on a Friday afternoon from 2 till 4. That is the case at least throughout February anyway, 2 till 4 on a Friday afternoon. It was lovely to catch up with my dad. We had our brekkie at Amber Chew on Friday.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. So my dad and Sheila have recently been to Czechia, the Czech Republic. So it was good to catch up about that and share the Butlins tales and stuff.
Yes, and she got her purse lifted, didn't she, unfortunately, while she was there.
Stolen. She's currently going through the nightmare of having to redo her TIE and her driving licence.
Can't think of anything worse.
No. On Friday night, I went to an exercise class. Did I mention?
You did mention it a few times, and you also mentioned it when you got back because you were aching quite a lot.
Yes.
You moaned a bit.
I went to the Red Room.
Yes, it's the blue room's where most people want to go, or the green room, actually. But you went to the red room.
I went to the Red Room. And I have to say, the first thing I thought of with the Red Room is 50 Shades of Grey, because Christian Grey takes Anastasia Steele into his Red Room, and that's where all the naughty things happen.
I've never read it because it's too rude. Don't read rude things.
Fair enough.
Just watch it on
I'll
TV.
tell you about it. Anyway, so there was no Christian Grey in this. There was nothing rude about it whatsoever, but it's called Red Room. It was happening in Allegra Studios, which my friend Kate runs, which is just opposite La Sala. And she does all kinds of events there. You can book it for anything. She does lots of exercise classes.
Yeah, they've got this regular market at the weekend now, haven't they? And I think they started doing something else, which I saw. Well, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, no, she does lots there. She's done really well in such a short space of time. It's brilliant. So this Red Room is Red Room Marbella, if you want to look it up. It's basically red light therapy. I'm sure a lot of people will have seen these masks, these white masks that you plug in, or battery operated or whatever, that put red lights onto the face. And it's supposed to be really, really good for the skin, really good for kind of anti-aging and collagen producing and all this kind of stuff. So this woman, because she came on Good Morning Spain, this woman went to Dubai and saw that they were doing that there, having yoga mats with these red lights on them. So you can be doing yoga or Pilates or whatever on the mats and getting the benefit of the red light therapy on your body as opposed to just your face. So she's the first person who's brought it over to Marbella. So there's various classes that are happening. Pilates, yoga. She was doing there was like a disco-y thing happening tonight, a matcha party. Or
that's what I saw, the matcha party.
Yeah, there's loads of like really cool things they're doing. So yeah, have a look at, if you follow Allegra Studios and also Red Room Marbella, you can find out more about it. But it was really interesting. But yeah, the stretches.
I've got to say,
it was hard.
I looked up, I didn't look up, it just came up on TikTok. Pilates fails. And it was hysterical. Like people literally falling into the middle of the machine, falling off the machine.
No, that's not funny.
When they're getting their balance all wrong.
That would hurt.
Yeah, it looked really funny.
It wouldn't be funny if that happened to you.
No, well, I nearly did.
There is a new podcast out there, and I'm quite happy to promote another podcast, of course, Hanging Out with Ant and Dec. And first of all, there was an article that we discussed on the radio on Women Talk a few weeks ago because they got absolutely slated on social media with the photograph promoting their new podcast. So it was a photograph of Ant and Dec under a washing line, and the tops of their tops were basically hung up by pegs on the washing line. So they were both hanging on the washing line. So their feet weren't touching the ground because they were both pieces of washing on the washing line. And people on social media went nuts saying that it was promoting suicide.
What?
Yeah, because they were hanging. Their feet weren't touching the ground.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Isn't that crazy?
Take it for what it is.
I mean, they were clearly pieces of washing, and washing doesn't touch the ground. I mean,
people get too caught up in everything.
They had to take it down because there was so much backlash, and I felt so sorry for them because clearly that wasn't the intention. If they had bloody nooses round their neck, then obviously that would be extremely inappropriate.
But otherwise, you could say anything is promoting
well, exactly.
Something.
You hang out washing, and their podcast is Hanging Out with Ant and Dec, which is obviously a saying, hanging out together. I thought it was really clever. Anyway, the picture now is just their top halves. You can't see their feet. So, ridiculous. I mean, just a joke.
I did see a clip, though. I think it was Dec was stirring his tea, and he just kept stirring it. And it was basically how long before Ant got really annoyed, and it didn't take long.
No, and there's another clip I saw, Ant trying to break the world record to see how many bananas he could eat in a minute.
No.
Because he loves bananas, apparently. The current record was 8. And I'm not even sure how many he did. I think he did 3. But as soon as he put one in his mouth, he was it was really funny. One thing I noticed, though, they've got a few sponsors. Santander is one of their sponsors, and they do the TV ads for Santander, don't they? They've obviously got an association with them. So fair enough with the sponsors. Well, that's what we all need. But they were kind of incorporating it into their chat, which I don't think really worked. You know, Ant was going, so Santander, it's really good, isn't it? And if you want to make those choices, Santander can really help you make those.
And I was like, no. Whereas when we talk about Hogan Stand, it's natural because we go there all the time.
Exactly. Although, to be fair, if Rolls-Royce employed me to say, Rolls-Royce, your everyday car, I would.
Rolls-Royce is never going to be an everyday car.
I know, but I'd say it if they paid me enough money to.
Well, if they gave you a Rolls-Royce, I'd say
Exactly. So fair play. I'm sure Santander give them plenty of money to do it. One of the things that Dec did, which I thought was really funny, but it just wouldn't work for us, but I wanted to bring it up in case. So obviously, Ant and Dec were really successful in the 90s with
Baker Grove.
Baker Grove, but also PJ and Duncan.
Oh, yes.
Watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic.
They did.
Psych. So Dec is reading his diary aloud on the podcast from 1994.
Oh, no.
And it's brilliant. It's really funny. He's going, the girls were sick.
Did they use that word in
No, it wasn't sick. You're right. It wasn't sick. I can't remember. The girls were wild. That's what he said. The girls were wild. They were at this meet and greet. And he said, willies and bums were touched and everything.
And everything.
It was really funny. So I'm assuming you didn't have a diary, but if you did have a diary from 1994, what would be in it?
Oh, from 1994?
Yeah.
Now.
That fun, was it?
Yeah, went to work, got home, had a drink, went to bed.
Oh, come on. Really? That boring? Weren't you having, fun in 1994?
Yeah, I think I was going to London. We were going to play, Bon Voyage was a big thing then, which was a big, rave thing. Okay. So I was doing those sort of things, I think, back then.
I was fantasising about Mark Owen. I found my diary after Mum died when I was going through stuff, and I found my teenage diary, and it was hilarious and so embarrassing. Do you remember I showed you? It would be like, Monday morning, I love Matthew. He's really sweet. He just gave me 10p for the phone. And then the next day, Matthew's going out with Marie now, but Darren said he likes my hair. I think I love Darren. And it was so embarrassing.
Can I just remind you, in 1994, I was a very different age to you. If I was keeping a diary like that, I'd probably be put in jail.
You'd also be gay.
Not that we say there's anything wrong with being gay.
Oh, absolutely not. I just don't want my husband to be gay. Anywho.
I'm always happy.
We have had a much needed restful weekend. It took me a few days to feel normal again, didn't it? Coming back from Butlins.
Yeah, I think you might have slightly overdone it, whereas I didn't. I had a very, very chilled time. I mean, I told you all about my time out with Joshua from work, where we went to a new Dutch place.
La Casita.
Which we will be going to visit.
Yeah, I'm well up for that, definitely.
But yeah, I've been quite good, well, I say quite healthy. I've still got this cough thing hanging around. It's not as bad as it was.
No, it's not.
I think it's also because we've had the hot air on at work a lot, and I think it's drying out my throat and chest and stuff, so it's making me cough a bit more. Because being home at the weekend, I haven't done it nearly as much.
Which is good. It was the Winter Olympics opening ceremony last night. You were watching a bit of it.
It was all, to start with, I think it was like Roman gods and everything, and quite, famous gods and things, and they were doing something. But the commentary, they can't help themselves. Sports commentator. Give me a famous god from Italy.
Adonis.
So Adonis is stepping off of the platform now. Adonis is moving towards, and it's all this sort of stuff. And Adonis has just fallen over. And it's like, we don't need sports commentary for an opening ceremony. It was bizarre.
Oh, really weird.
Yeah.
And Mariah Carey's been slated on.
Why?
Oh, loads of people saying, did Mariah Carey ruin it?
How?
Was she good then?
Well, she did. I mean, she stood there in a big dress and sang Volare, did a bit of the high-pitched voice. Yeah. And then that was it. So don't think she ruined it. She hardly did anything.
Fair enough. We watched a film yesterday that was excellent. The 6888, it's called, starring Kerry Washington. It's based on a true story, based on true accounts, which we love automatically. And it's a story that we knew nothing about in World War II.
As we find out when we watch a lot of these sort of films that come out, it's always things that we didn't know happened and didn't know about the people. And this was interesting. So that was the name of their regiment. And they were sent eventually to the war front to deliver mail.
To sort through mail,
Or to sort through mail and then eventually get it to the recipients.
There were loads of hangers that were just full
millions of letters because they hadn't
millions
got
of
them.
letters.
And they suddenly had this like light bulb moment where a lot of the soldiers that were writing home were putting a symbol on, and that symbol represented the area that they were in. And as soon as they cracked that, they were able to move so much mail. But it was incredible. Really sort of heartwarming, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did amazing work. But how they were treated was absolutely disgusting. A, because they were women, and B, because they were black. All these women were black. They were a troop, would you call them a troop? There were hundreds of them, wasn't there? There was a massive group of them that were all black women that wanted to fight for their country initially, but they weren't fighting. They weren't given that responsibility. They were just given these letters to sort, thinking that they'd never do them. They were given 6 months to do it, and they knew that they'd never do it, and these women were determined to, and they thought it was just one hanger full when they were initially presented with it, and they were like, oh no, all these hangers are full of mail. It seemed like an impossible task, but the way they got to work and they put all these systems in place, they found out which women had particular skills that could help in certain areas, and it was I don't want to give away the ending, but it was absolutely amazing. Can really, really recommend. I can't believe it hasn't had more publicity, because it actually came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and it all happened as a result of Eleanor Roosevelt. She was the one that got them going, wasn't it? She'd heard about this troop of people. I can't remember. Oh, that was it. Someone was hanging around outside her house.
Because she couldn't reach her husband. Yeah. And she said
her children. She had 3 children over there, and she couldn't reach them. And she was literally hanging around outside the house. And eventually, Eleanor Roosevelt went out to find out what was going on. And when she'd heard that, she instigated this whole thing happening.
She was an amazing woman, Eleanor Roosevelt. Yeah. There's a lot that's come out about her. She did some incredible work.
Well, during the time that they were doing it, her husband, the president, died. And then it all went a bit up in the air because there were some really nasty people there that really wanted them to fail.
Yeah, it was disgusting how they spoke to these women, as I say, because they were women, but also because they were black. They literally treated them like shit. Must watch, definitely. I was going to mention the Take That documentary, but I already kind of have, haven't I? But if you like Take That, you should definitely watch the Netflix documentary. I haven't even finished episode 1. There's only 3 episodes, but it's just brilliant. It takes you right back. It's really great to see how they got going, who did what, and the friendship that they created. It's really good. I love it.
That one to you.
Thank you very much.
I've got to say, our cat, by the way, is a little bit of a tart. we've been watching Hijack, the new series, and it's got Idris Elba in. And literally, no word of lie, every time Idris Elba's on and there's a whole scene, she starts staring at the TV, like from different places. One day we were watching it downstairs in the lounge and she started staring at the TV. Then we were upstairs and she was on the chair, and then as soon as it came on, she turned her head and started watching it. And then this morning we put it on.
She was asleep.
And she suddenly woke up, turned around and watched the TV. I think she has a thing for Idris Elba.
She literally likes a bit of Idris. Go Poppy! Couple of articles to mention from the Euro Weekly News.
Our
collaborators, the Euro Weekly News. The first one, it says, relief in sight. Spain's weeks of torrential rain may be coming to an end.
I salute you, weather.
Thank goodness for that. Blue
It's sunny
skies
today.
Oh, it was lovely to see. I shared something on social media that I saw that really made me laugh. That red hat that Trump wears, Make America Great Again. There was one that said Make Marbella Dry Again, which made me laugh.
And if it does get dry, he will take complete responsibility for that.
Oh, probably.
It's because of me. I stepped in and I made it great again. I made the weather stop again.
I'm sure we would. It also said that 1/3 of Spain's dams are urgently unsafe as recent storms expose failures. There's a lot
Glad we
going
don't live
on.
under a dam.
There was another one talking about rivers being at breaking point. Various roads have been destroyed. So, yeah, it isn't just a bit of rain. The impact of this rain has been quite dramatic.
Yeah, and actually what happens every year, but it's been even worse since this rain, is we have a path that they've built all the way pretty much from Estepona, and they're trying to build it all the way to Marbella. And every year some of it gets affected when we get the rain, but I think most of it's washed away. I mean, literally some of it's just disappeared.
Part of the boardwalk in Calahonda, the wooden bit, that's all broken down. It's really, really dodgy.
Yeah, so they've built it, which is great that they built it, but they haven't built it with the weather in mind.
No, definitely not. There was an interesting piece talking about BISM, saying BISM will be opening the door to personal payments throughout Europe. So it's not just being able to transfer money at a click of a button to people in Spain. You can do it to other countries in Europe.
Yeah, but be careful with BISM, because I also read something, and the Revolut and things like that said what they call digital payments, that the Hacienda, the tax office basically, are going to be looking closely at this. So if you start getting money in on BISM, and if it's regular and it's certain amounts, they're going to want to know where it's come from.
Okay. And there was a piece saying that Torox is to host the Rhythmic Gymnastics Cup final in April. Over 250 athletes representing 16 municipalities across Malaga. Sounds pretty epic. The first part is happening in Benalmádena. The second part is happening in Coín. And then the final in Torox.
I'm sure they had this at San Pedro.
Yeah,
Sports
they have
Centre
had it
once,
before.
yeah.
And we always talk about going and never go. So I'd quite like to go and see this.
Yeah, are you going to enter?
No, I'm 45.
Listen, is there an age limit on it?
I expect so, yes. I'm not going to compete with some 9-year-old girls.
Look, I've seen you flap a thing around and it's quite...
You leave my flaps alone. I think we'll leave it there. Episode 100. Thank you all for listening, and thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your comments. We love when you get in touch with us with any comments, any suggestions, always welcome. Wherever you listen to the podcast, if you can, give us a thumbs up, a 5-star review, nice little comment. It's all very much appreciated. Thank you very much. It is goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.